Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Starting off with the vehicle sitting right here behind me, this is the Bravado Half-Track. It's on sale this week for 40% off, and it is a good vehicle to be buying this week. We're going to talk about it a little bit more later, but before we get any further into the video, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you guys are new. And one more thing that I'm going to mention at the start of this video to hopefully save some time on the runtime of the video. If you like a particular car and I don't recommend to buy it, that does not mean that I'm saying you shouldn't buy it. That's just a general recommendation. If the performance isn't good, I'm gonna say it's a bad car probably, unless it has some other sort of redeeming factors about it, which I will talk about. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video and talk about how to make some money this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Starting off this week with the weekly challenge, that is going to be to complete 3 safeguard deliveries, and for doing this, you'll receive $100,000, so not that awesome. We do have triple money and triple RP on buried stashes, treasure chests, and the featured series. The featured series this week is basically half of the adversary mode category under jobs in online. These are all going to be double money and double RP, so come out to play 2, come out to play 5, the new Motor Wars on Cayo Perico, which is pretty cool by the way. I'm going to be checking this out later this week for sure. We also have Sumo 5, Sumo 6, Turf Wars 1, and Turf Wars 7. All of those are double money and double RP. Unfortunately though, that's it for bonus money this week. That's all we got. So I would recommend trying out that Cayo Perico Motor Wars. I do think that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very much so looking forward to trying that out. For vehicle discounts, starting off on Legendary Motorsport, we have the Grotti Stinger TT discounted by 40% off, going for $1,428,000 right now. This thing is a pretty cool car. It does have Imani tech upgrades for it, like a missile lock-on jammer, armor plating, and it also has HSW upgrades that are available if you have HSW on your platform. HSW on this car makes it one of the very highest top speed vehicles in the entire game, topping out at 172 miles per hour, which is really fast. Unfortunately, the handling is not that awesome, nor is the customization, both of which kind of suck a little bit, but I think if you can get this thing for 40% off, it is still going to be a pretty good car to pick up, so I would recommend this for most players if you don't have one already. We also have the Grotti Vision discounted this week by 40% off, going for $1,350,000. This thing is an okay car to drive. It's got a little bit of customization as well. Overall, I feel like the performance you're getting for the money is not really living up to the hype. For example, the Stinger TT is only $100,000 or less more than the Vision, and it is a significantly better car. I mean, it has Imani tech, it's got HSW, it's got a super high top speed, it's got more customization than the Vision. So all of that kind of points me towards the Stinger TT is definitely the better car to buy this week. I don't think the Vision is going to be worth it for most players. Under the 4-door section on Legendary, we have the Pfister Neon for $900,000. This car looks really cool, and customization wise there's a little bit that can be done to it, but unfortunately, like every other electric car in this entire game, it has some really weird handling, and it's not going to be a very good handling car. The top speed is also going to be fairly weak due to it being fully electric, but the acceleration will be quite awesome. So if it seems tempting to you and you've been wanting a Neon for a while, getting it for 40% off certainly does make sense, but for the vast majority of players, I don't think the Neon is going to justify the $900,000 price tag. So unless you've been wanting this thing for a very long time, I would say to avoid the Pfister Neon this week. Moving over to Warstock with some of the better discounts, other than the Vapid Winky. The Vapid Winky's 40% off. If you really want one, like, buy it now for sure, because for 825 grand, you're like certainly getting scammed. But for 495 grand, don't get me wrong, you're still getting scammed. All this thing has going for it is the customization, and it has a little bit of customization, not a whole lot, but a little bit, a good amount, I would say. But the performance, as you would probably expect, hopefully would expect, is absolutely abysmal. It can barely make it up a hill. It is so slow. Like, it's BF Surfer custom levels of slow. And if you don't know how slow that is, that's like terribly slow. Again, not that anybody's going to be buying a Vapid Winky for performance, but just know like the driving experience of this car is absolutely so miserable that you probably will just use it as a garage ornament. So if you want a $500,000 plus customization garage ornament, buy it. But for most players, again, I think you can avoid the Winky this week pretty safely. Moving a little bit further down, we have the Volatile discounted by 40% off, going for $1,680,000 or $2,234,000 if you don't have the trade price. This thing is kind of a meme plane. It's absolutely massive. It is huge. It's probably the biggest thing in the skies of GTA Online other than like the Bombushka. But even still, I think surface area wise, this thing still beats that out. People refer to it as the Flying Dorito a lot, and it does have turrets on top of it, which is kind of cool, and on the bottom of it as well, as you can see, but it has absolutely no armor, and you will need to own a hangar in order to have one as well. It is upgradable. You can upgrade the engine and armor and stuff like that. It's not good. Like, it's definitely not good. It does have a bomb bay as well, which is kind of cool. But overall, I think most people can avoid the Volatile really safely. I don't think you would ever use it, even if you did buy it. If you really like the Volatile, if you really have wanted one for a long time, now is definitely going to be the time to pull the trigger on it. But for most players, yet again, I would say to avoid the Volatile. Scrolling further down, we have some really good discounts. We have the Bravado Half-Track, like I mentioned right at the start of this video, 40% off, going for $1,017,000 to $1,352,000, depending on if you have the trade price or not. The Half-Track is an absolutely exceptional vehicle. It has a fully bulletproof windscreen and a fully bulletproof rear as well. So you can only get shot on the inside of it through the side windows, which is pretty cool. Now, a lot of the functionality of this thing will come from bunker research, like a proximity mine dropper, as well as the roller on the front of it and stuff like that. You can upgrade all of these things with bunker research. So if you don't have a lot of bunker research completed, this is one that you maybe should shy away from a little bit, but I would still say to buy it while it's on sale, and you can get the bunker research unlocked later. Just know that you're not going to have every option available for it right off the bat. You will also have to customize most of the sort of weaponized and military stuff within an MOC or an Avenger vehicle workshop, so that is also something to note. It is an exceptional vehicle though. It has the exact same amount of armor as the Night Shark and the HVY Insurgent Pickup Custom, which is 27 homing missiles or 9 RPGs, plus it's got that bulletproof front windscreen, which is awesome. The Half-Track is really slow. That is the one drawback with this vehicle, but it's like a turtle. It's super tanky, but it's really slow. That's just something you have to deal with. For PvP, it's absolutely awesome. If you're not planning to PvP, you definitely don't need it, but it is an awesome vehicle no matter how you slice it, so I would recommend it for pretty much everybody. Next up, we have the AA trailer for $840,000 to $1,117,200. This thing is interesting. I don't know that you necessarily really need it. You can tow it with certain vehicles like the Night Shark, HVY Insurgent Pickup, or the Bravado Half-Track, but it's not really that amazing, to be completely honest. I own one, and I actually don't think I have literally ever used it other than maybe for a video once. So it's not exactly that awesome, and in PvP I don't think you're going to find it very useful. You don't have much protection on this thing. It will be good against aircraft, but other than that, there's pretty much no points. So unless you really want one, again, I would say for most people you can actually avoid this thing. And our final discount on Warstock is the Buzzard Attack Chopper for $1,050,000, a $700,000 discount on one of the best helicopters in the entire game. This is a must purchase this week if you do not have a Buzzard. This thing's absolutely exceptional. It starts off life as a Pegasus vehicle, which can be requested by calling Pegasus, and it will spawn at the nearest airfield or heliport to you, so that's really cool. You can also take the Pegasus variant of it to a hangar if you own one, and you can customize it in there. You can change the color of it, that's pretty much it, but it will become a personal aircraft. And then if you purchase it, you can also spawn it for free through the CEO Vehicles menu under the SecuroServe CEO. So technically you can actually have 3 Buzzards out at once by just purchasing it one time, which is really cool. The CEO Buzzard is particularly useful. You can drop it right beside you anytime you want. I'll literally demonstrate this for you guys. Register as boss, SecuroServe CEO, boom. Go in here, CEO vehicles, buzzard, and it's literally right there. That's how fast it is to get access to the buzzard. And you simply run over to it and get in. It's absolutely incredible. It has some of the highest damaging machine guns in the entire game. It will shred vehicles like crazy. They're non-explosive, but they still do a ton of damage. They're really good against aircraft as well. It has homing or non-homing missiles too, and it can seat 4 players. The buzzard is just, it's a must buy this week. For $1,050,000, you would be dumb to not buy a buzzard. It is absolutely exceptional. You gotta have one. On Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we got the Vapid Dominator GT muscle car, discounted this week for $1,317,000. Not a terrible price for the best non-HSW muscle car in the entire game as far as performance and racing goes on circuits. It's pretty good. Biggest drawback with it is that it's a soft top convertible. Absolutely pretty much unforgivable for me, but with the top down it actually does look pretty good. Customization wise, it's got quite a lot of stuff that can be done to it. Handling wise, it's awesome, especially for a muscle car. Acceleration, top speed wise, it's really good. If you're gonna buy one, now is definitely the time to do it. Do I recommend it for every single player ever? No, but if you like Mustangs, if you like muscle cars, if you want a good performing one, this is a good car to purchase, and I would recommend you to do so if you fall into that category. We also have the Dinka Postlude discounted this week by 40% off, going for $589,500. The Postlude is an interesting car. It's got a lot of customization. It's actually a cut tuners DLC car, which is interesting because it actually gets access to the stance mode through the interaction menu that the tuners cars do, but it didn't come from the tuners DLC, which is cool. A lot of customization, huge drawback, it's front wheel drive. Terrible launch, terrible handling, terrible acceleration uphill, terrible acceleration period, bad top speed. Unfortunately, performance-wise, this thing is a complete lemon, essentially. It actually sucks to drive. For a car, that's kind of an issue. If you want a garage ornament of a old Honda Prelude, buy it, I guess, but for most people, and mostly everybody, I would say please don't buy it. We also have the Benefactor Vorschlaghammer discounted for $1,074,000 this week. This thing does have drift tuning available for it, which is cool. Customization wise, it's a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. I wish there was more options for it. With that being said, it's not too bad. There's still enough options to satisfy you, but it definitely would have been cool if there were more. I think it's a fun car. I think it's actually one of the better drift tunable cars in the entire game as well. If you want one, now is going to be the time to do it. Do I recommend it for everybody? No, but if you're into drifting and you might like old Mercedes, this is definitely one to get. If you fall into those categories, purchase this. If not, you can probably avoid it, to be honest. Within the casino, the podium vehicle this week is the Declasse Granger 3600LX. This thing's Amani Tech capable. It's worth about $2 million if you don't have the trade price, or 1.5 if you do. If you can win it, definitely a W. Within the car meet, we have the Karen Sultan Classic available to be won this week, and in order to win it, you're gonna have to place top 4 for 4 days in a row. Pretty easy challenge, pretty good car, definitely try. Within the car meet, these are the vehicles that are available to be purchased. We have the Declasse Tulip on the left here. Pretty cool looking car, pretty cool looking livery. $718,000 is a little much for it. I would wait for it to go on discount for sure. We also have the Vapid Bullet here for $155,000. I think it's a pretty awesome car for that price tag. It is statistically like the worst supercar in all of GTA Online, but I still think it's pretty cool, although it does have zero customization, so be informed before you purchase it. And the Dinkaveris, which is $192,000, and I don't see in what world this is worth $192K. Does have a little bit of customization. It is okay to ride, but I'd say most people probably just skip it. We have the Weenie Issy Rally available as the HSW test ride this week, and in order to buy it, it's going to be $2,874,000, which is a lot of money, and this car is not that exceptional, so I'd say probably avoid it. Within Simeon's, we got a few vehicles that are removed from the game. I swear to God, we've had the Grotti GT500 in here like 62 times this year so far, but it's in here again. It's going for $804,000, which I think is a little bit too much money for what you're getting. We also have the Vapid Hustler for $644,000, which I think again is a little bit too much money for what you're getting. We do have the Vapid Blade though for $160K, and I think that is actually worth it. It is a pretty cool car. It's really good at drag racing. Customization, it's got a little bit of it, so that's cool. We have the Dubachi JB700 non-weaponized for 350 grand. Don't really think it's super worth it unless you just like the look of the car, and if you do, I couldn't blame you for purchasing it, but at the same time, you might as well get the weaponized version for like another 1.1 mil, so I'd save up and get that instead. And the LCC Innovation for $92,500. Pretty cool looking bike. Honestly don't know much about it, but if it looks appealing to you, 92 grand is not that bad. Luxury Autos has vehicles that are available on the websites. We got the Vapid Firebolt ASP and the Declasse Impaler LX, so just buy them on the websites if you want them, unless you want the stock black wheels on the ASP, I guess. Within the salvage yard, these are the vehicles that are available to be stolen, but of course none of them are claimable, so that's sweet. We have the Fathom FR36 available by completing the Gangbanger robbery. We have the Ocelot Swinger for completing the Duggan robbery, and the Dubachi Wagner for completing the Podium robbery. We have the black box file as your priority file within the garment factory this week. Alright guys, the gun van location today is right by the big bridge and the docks right here on the map. Now this will be different if you're coming here later in the week, so keep that in mind. We have the military rifle, the EMP launcher, the service carbine, the compact grenade launcher, the MG, and the pool cue available to be purchased. And this week, on discount, we have the service carbine, 50% off. So if you want one, 50% off, not bad. For throwables, we got pipe bombs, Molotovs, and proxies, which is cool. And of course, body armor is 10% off in here as well. Your RC Bandito time trial for today is Cypress Flats. Your Junk Energy time trial is Mirror Park. Your regular time trial is Casino, and your HSW time trial is North Chumash to Palomino Highlands. So that's going to start right here, and it's going to end on the very opposite side of the map at the very end of this road right here. So there you have it, guys. That's been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.